So number 2 will be picking up on 5 hours 52, which I know it's only 8 minutes, but when you got that, it gives me 4 hours 8 to make it home. It's still ever so tight, and it really is. It don't get no easy, does it? So I just had the phone call, and I saw it come up and thought, oh God. And he went, can you turn round? You've only got 4 pallets, they're supposed to have loaded you with 5. Well, I rang her back after I thought about it. I said, look, if there's an issue, I mean, in the morning, I can meet the small van driver somewhere, anywhere you like, and we'll get it on, and if it helps getting it in the super truck in the morning, I don't mind doing that. But once you kind of set your heart, it's still not a guarantee that I'm going to make it. But once you set your heart on the fact that you might just make it, I really don't want to sort of, I don't want to lose that one. That was my mate Jamie again, who's ringing me back. They're lovely people, like I say. I looked on the notes and it said 5 pallets on the notes. I'm like, should I have flagged it? But then on the paperwork that I collected from them, I had 2 bits of paperwork, one that said 1 of 4 and one that said 4 of 1. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. And I said to him, I said, look, I feel a bit bad because of the notes thing, and I sort of went, and I feel bad. I think the main reason I feel bad is I couldn't go back. It's because I've always got this thing saying, you know, got to do it, got to go the extra mile, get it loaded. But what I've said to him is I'm going to meet him at the yard tomorrow morning, and I said the guy with a small van, and we'll arrange getting the pallet off the small van, get it onto my lorry, and I've given him my number and all that. I said anything I can do to make it better, to smooth it over. I said don't leave you guys out in the cold, does it? And James said no. He said no, I'll just pass it on. And I don't think ain't going to be a fortune to get a pallet from any time of day. It needs to be delivered sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I hope. But that's it. I don't think it's that we had a stranded vehicle, and I've lost some of my lead. I've still got a little bit left. I've still got 2 minutes left. I'm trying to make it up at the moment. I'm trying to sort of catch up on myself, and I've got stuff to do. So it is still very much on the wire. At the moment, it's saying 3 hours, and on the clock, 3 hours 3. Oh dear. Well, we got the diesel stopping. Unfortunately, it was one of those ones that's right next to the motorway, so it hasn't added hardly any time at all. Still got about 3 minutes to spare. Well, we have got 2 hours and 6 minutes left to go, and last time I checked my clock, I had like 2 hours and 8 minutes spare. Still, the M6 toll is clear. And if I go the other way, it's another 20 minutes. So, we don't have a choice. I'm going to go and use the toll road. That's fine, it's going to cost me 15 quid, but then a hotel for the night probably would have cost me 30, 40 quid. And it's not just that, is it? It's the fact that you've got to stay at a hotel for the night. And also, the other thing that gets me is I've got gear on board, and I feel so much safer knowing that the gear on board is going to go back to the yard when it's nice, CCTV and gates. Well, that didn't stop crashing carriage lorry, but I'm more comfortable with the security and that kind of stuff than I would be if I was just stopped in some service station or a lay-by somewhere. So we're going for it. The toll is just up ahead. I suppose I'll find out.
Use the right 2 lanes to stay to the right.
On the toll road, and I'll find out how the toll works. I don't think it can be that tricky. Well, here's the gantry up ahead. The bit that gets me is how do they know how much to charge me? And is it contactless? Because if it's contactless, I've got to give them a card, or I've got to give them a phone, I'm sure it'll be alright. What does this one say? They all say card only. So I guess I'll give them a card then. I'm going to go that one, that looks empty. I presume by card they mean phone. You're allowed to pay on phones, I think. I want to know how they know what size my boat is. Okay, here we are. Pull forwards. Here we go. Oh, it tells you. It's on the thing. Right, so set them out.
Please insert a card in the card reader slot below. Please insert a card in the card reader slot below. Please insert a card in the card reader slot below.
Right, that won't work. We'll try this one.
Please insert a card in the card reader slot below.
Well, it didn't seem to want to let me pay on the phone, but it did let me pay with a card. Pay back on the dashboard. It's not allowed to do that. There we go. Cool. Right, that's the Saturday. I presume I'm still close up. I assume I'm still on the toll road then, am I? I mean, I've done the gantry. When does the toll road start? Where does it finish? The gantry seems to be bang in the middle. When you go the other direction, it seems to be bang in the middle in the opposite direction. I've got to say, right, that's the toll paid. Put my card away, that's cool. Put my phone back on the dashboard, where it's supposed to be. That's lovely. Yeah. Wasn't tricky. Now you know what you're doing. It's sort of, I was trying to do it with the phone, it didn't work, so I pulled my card out, the barrier went up. I went, oh, lovely. Yeah, I've got to say, this has been a little bit of a special treat. I mean, I don't know how long this is supposed to last for, about 19 miles, but it strikes me, and I'm not sure where I join, where like, which bit you cut off, but you know I said earlier about the tricky bit being kind of where the M6 branches off, right before Spaghetti, you know, before, as you're heading in towards Birmingham with Spaghetti Junction, right the way to the RAC on the other side of it. It strikes me that this toll road cuts all that out. As much as it sometimes only saves me 10 to 15 minutes of my day, it's a lot nicer. Can't justify the expense, not if I didn't need the time, but I do need the time. So, this toll road has kept me on track. We've now got an hour 48 to go to get back to the yard, and soon I'm going to be in that situation where I'm kind of bit like, you know, where you recognise where you are and you've got a rough idea of, okay, from here is this much, from here is this much. So we just got to keep soldiering on, get that stuff back. Still might have to stop, but if it just keeps going this way. Now that's lucky. That is congestion just starting to build up just as we come off 11A. Cool, if that had started any second longer, I'll be in trouble. We're off the motorway. You won't be able to see us. There you go. I can't keep this on. I must keep it short because I can't get this on. Yeah, unbelievably, I've got 18 minutes left. I've got 19 minutes on my clock, and I know that it miscalculates, so that I know that I've actually got 2 minutes more than that. And the biggest fear on the way back was there would be an accident on the motorway or the stopped vehicle or something like that, and there was about 3.5 hours into it. There was, and I'm thinking, why have I done this? This is just absolutely mental. I could have gone back and picked that pallet up. I'm going to be stuck in a hotel now anyway, and then since then, nothing. So we're not out of the woods yet, but like I say, we've done the scary motorway bit, and I know how far it is from here now. So just got the final bit, get back in the yard. I can't believe I've done it, and I think part of the reason why I've done it was to prove that I could, because that's just nonsense to actually be able to go to Royston and then Liverpool and then Blackburn and get back in a day. It was almost like Phileas Fogg. It's like the impossible challenge. But we ain't there yet, so I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you at the yard, I hope. Well, we're back at the yard with a minute to spare. Literally, it was loopy. And it's so dark here, and you're going backwards and forwards. And I thought, if my clock goes over when I'm reversing it, I am not going to be happy. But it didn't happen. So there's my card out. And rest assured, Daniel, my tachograph head and my card will all marry up lovely. It's all cushy. So, yeah, we're back. Who would have thought it? From Dunstable to Royston to Liverpool to Blackburn and back to Dunstable in a day. And, yeah, I was lucky. I mean, any traffic or anything like that, I would have been messed up. And thank God for the old toll road. I love the old toll road. Consider that in future. But that's me done today. Now we've got to do is tomorrow, we've got to marry up the 5th pallet with the 4 pallets, the one that's missing. So I'm meeting a geezer up here in a small van. I've got to work out how to get it off the small van on back of the trailer. And then in a super truck. All 5 in a super truck. Job done. And that'll be me finished. Probably, possibly for the week. No, hopefully we'll get another little job after that. But it's dark now, so I'm going to leave you to it. See you in the morning. Morning, everybody. It's a new day. It's light. It's 9 o'clock. I'm up here. Give me a chance to put my card in, do me walk round, make sure the lorry's fine, which of course it will be. I'll say that, I hope so. And then have a word. I've spoken to him. We're on the case of the elusive case of the missing pallet, which I've spoken to my mate Jamie. Oh, he's lovely. He's too nice. And he gave me the number of the guy. I've given the guy a ring. The guy's in Luton, which is handy. He must have picked it up yesterday and brought it down. And he reckons he's going to be up here about 9:30. So I do me walk round, have a wander around the yard. I've spoken to him already on the phone. The guy, 9:30, he says. Find someone with a fork truck who can whip it off and get it on the side of mine. So I hope to be loaded and ready to go for round about 10ish, or into Super Drug for round about 10. I'm not due until 11. Might be a little bit early. I know what they're like down there, but you know, nothing ventured and all that. So in the meantime, better go and find a fork truck. Spoken to my lovely friends at the metal workplace that are just around the corner from me. Started working for them when I was in the Luton van. Used to do quite a lot of work for them, and they've got their own truck now. We used to use the farmers, the old yellow sort of Tonka toy truck, and now we're in this big green, super shiny, side tilt, the whole lot. And I went, any chance? And he went, yeah, no problem. He said, we're only allowed to use it in this area. I went, that's fine. Just literally, I said, even if you can't get it, even if all you do is take it off the small van, put it on the floor, I can do the rest with a towel. He says, no problem. So just got to wait for the man in the van to turn up now. Do the necessary. Fantastico. Well, that was the lovely little gentleman in the red van, and with a pallet. So we're now rectified. We've got 5 pallets on board, and we're on our way to Super Drug. It's 10 to 10. I'm going to be in Super Drug at just after 10 o'clock. I'm not due in until 11, and knowing that place, there's a better average chance that they won't let me in. But what are you going to do? It's worth a punt, isn't it? Because if I can get in, it's within the hour. So it's not like I've turned up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, there's a possibility if they let me in at 10 to 10, and then there's a possibility I get tipped quickly. I might get done by 11 o'clock-ish. And if I, not too far then. And if I get done by 11 o'clock-ish, there is a much better chance of me getting a second job in. So, no, we just have to wait and see on that score. Anyway, let's get us around here. And here we are, Super Drug. Just down there, as you can see, by all the trailers. A bit different to yesterday. Yesterday's drive, picked it up in Royston, drive for 4 hours. Today, picked it up in Dunstable, drive for 11 minutes. But that's the way it goes, isn't it, really? But like I say, I'm going to be in there 10:05. That's early. But it's not that early. So hopefully we can get it off, get another one. If not, I kind of did 2 days work in one yesterday. The money I got for going up and the money I got for coming back down again. One was one day, one was the other day. You know, on the proviso that I've got to drop today. So if it doesn't work out, if this is all I do today, I'm done, and then I'm in the office again on Friday, and then next week I think I'm out of the road all week because John's on holiday. Might be in a different lorry. Anyway, let's go and see if we can get this off. Tell him if it makes life easier, I'm happy to take you off myself.
He's not a van, but he's not a half, he's not what it's
18 ton rigid. Got a tail lift.
Huh?
I've got a tail lift, I'll take you if you like.
No, go on the back.
Alright.
Is your tail lift underneath, is it?
Yeah, no, you're back on the bay, yeah, no trouble, yeah.
So you're going on bay 6, mate?
Cool, lovely. Is there like an office or something to take the paperwork into? Well, we're in with no fuss. I mean, that doesn't actually mean anything because he wrote down on I think 10:30. It's supposed to be here at 11. It's actually 10 past 10. But he said he said they'll give me a bay, which is nice. So you don't even have to go in the office because you know they've assigned you a bay. Yeah. I mean, I don't like to say Gordon was in here last week, and Gordon was in here for like an hour and a half. But as the guy at the gate said, he said there are 3 different firms in here. So you might be delivering to Superdrug, or you might be delivering to TRS or something like that, or something else. And depending on which one you're going into, I know I've done a perfume store out there, and that one's pretty much loaded instantly because they want to get it on and get it gone, like, you know. So, but yeah, we're going to go at base 6, going to reverse it on in here. So it's might be nice and quick. And another one, lovely. Well, I'm on a bay, which is handy. I'm in a bay like, you know, 20 minutes early. But like the lady said, she said, we're hoping the paperwork's on the pallets. If the paperwork is not on the pallets, then you've got to contact your company to get us the paperwork. I said, well, there's paperwork there. She said, yeah, but we need the paperwork on the pallets. And then once you're tipped, you know, so the bay will go green, then you've got to give us time to check all of the pallets. You get this a lot. I get this in Waitrose a lot. You get it in Lewis's as well, where they take the pallets off and then check through everything to make sure that it's all there. I said, well, how long is that going to take? She said, well, we're not very busy at the moment, but some of us are on break, 1 hour. And I mean, Gordon did have this last week. He was in here for an hour and a half. So there's a good chance that I won't get out of here until 12 o'clock, which kind of does put the kibosh on the best of the day. Because the problem is, any job I take, if I take sort of, unless it's like Watford to Milton Keynes, anywhere I take that takes me out, so I go to Lincoln, or I go to Gloucester, or I go to Red Hill, or something like that, then I've got to come all the way back empty. And they're not going to pay my return miles. They're only going to want to pay me for driving there. So unless I can get a local job, like we did last week, we got Gordon when he got out of here, we got him at Aylesbury to St Albans. If something like that pings up. But the other problem I've got is I can't bid on it now. Unless, of course, it's got to pick up a crazy collection time of like, if I bid on it now, and the collection time is 2 o'clock and I'm out of here in 15 minutes, I'm a bit like, I'm going to keep kicking around for ages, which I would do. Or if I bid on it now and it says you've got to collect it by 1 and I don't get out of here until gone half 12 and I can't fetch it, I leave myself. I put the kibosh on myself, like so. But I'm gonna relax about it because this is just the end of today. Because we done it yesterday, like I said, we broke our necks to get back to the yard in time yesterday to have an easy day today. Yeah. So I'll put my feet up, put the telly on, and wait and see what happens. And that's me done. 12:10. There's no waiting time on that, even though I got here at 10:10, wasn't due till 11 o'clock. So I don't really count the time until 11 o'clock. You can ring them up and go, I've been here an extra 10 minutes. But bear in mind the snafu with the additional pallet, I think it's probably, I wouldn't do it for 10 minutes anyway, like, you know. So we've got my paperwork back now. There ain't a lot of local going out there at the moment, to be honest with you. I'm not that bothered. It was every day yesterday. I'm in the truck all week next week. So chances are I'll make my way back to the yard, which is 11 minutes away, and then maybe get home and get in front of the computer, see if we can get some jobs for the boys for the morning, and a chance to, you know the rest. Take care, take money.